Welcome to Beyond the Prep, a podcast dedicated to providing information and insights into the bodybuilding sport. This podcast covers a wide range of topics from finding a coach to the struggling of competing, nutrition, supplements, cost, and much more. I'll be talking with competitors so you can hear their stories, judges, coaches. If you're interested in sharing your story, send me a note at skapach40@gmail.com. Welcome to Beyond the Prep. I'm your host, Sherrie, and I'd like to welcome today Dèvre Gibson. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, how long have you been into bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding, this will be my third year that I've started, but I actually started working out about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not actually have any intention of joining the bodybuilding world. I was super athletic in high school, played volleyball, figure skating, all that kind of stuff. And then my first year of high school, I went and did my electrical.
Okay.
So that freshman 15 turned into the freshman 40 like so fast. And so I gained like a bunch of weight, wasn't even sports that I wanted could play anymore. And so like at 19 years old, I was like huffing and puffing walking up the stairs. And so I was like, no, this is not okay. Started changing my life. I went to the gym, started changing my nutrition and everything. And then a couple years into it, I had a friend that was also bodybuilding at the time. And he's like, you know, you have a good figure, you should compete. And I was like, bodybuilding. And I met my coach in Vancouver Island about 2.5 years ago now. And she was like, yep, we can get you ready in like a couple weeks. And I was like, hey, let's do it. And I competed 2 years ago in Kelowna, actually at the WMDF show, my first one. And then a couple months after, we did a CPA show. And after that, I was just hooked. Yeah, so it's been a wild ride so far, and I'm actually going to my 6th show in October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, going to Toronto for the Canadian Pro Qualifier.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's supposed to be actually my second time going there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you got into it, and then when you thought, okay, I'm going to do this, and you're getting into it, did you ever question why? Because it's a lot of commitment, and being so young, it's like, whew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely did. It's like you said, big commitment. But before then, I was not really taking care of my health, and I just wasn't really happy. So I honestly I love it. I'm an athlete naturally, so I love competition, and I found that this was the perfect outlet for me and competitive side because it's all against yourself.
Yes.
And so I'm able to push myself. I'm able to be disciplined and not waiting on a team member to pick up the slack. It's all on me. So that's what I really loved about it, and just becoming so in tune with my mind and my body. I just reconnected with myself entirely. So it made me more excited to do it, and just the transitioning. So getting stage lean was so fun, and then putting on some body fat, building that muscle, building
Bringing
strength.
a new body every competition. There's a new body on stage, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's amazing how far you can,
seriously,
how much you can achieve.
Yeah, the body's capable of so much. As long as you believe in yourself and you stick to your plan, you stay determined, you can achieve a lot.
Yeah. Mindset's huge in here.
So huge. Yeah, and I learned a lot about that, and it's a really great sport. I've learned a lot about myself, just what I'm capable of, even my mindset, my mental health, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was tough getting into it at first, but after my second show, I was like, no, this is something that I really want to pursue, and I find it just gets easier. You get better at doing it, and it becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because that was like me. I'm just gonna do it once. No, 4 years later, still doing it.
Yep.
Definitely does become a lifestyle.
And I find that it improves most areas of your life too, right? You feel much better. I'm able to go doing all the sports that I love doing. I'm wake surfing, I'm hiking, doing those things that I love doing. Yeah. And feeling confident in everything that I do. I'm also a dental hygienist, so having that posture, the good form and everything. A lot of people ask me if I have back problems and neck problems, which I do slightly, but not as bad as you would if you didn't train your body.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. And now you've gotten into the coaching aspect of it. So what took you into that
Yeah, so
Sure.
it was crazy. So COVID postponed
Oh,
my
yeah.
graduation for dental hygiene.
Oh, okay.
And so in the meantime, I was like, you know what, like, so actually from starting when I first started working out to now, like I've lost 90 pounds.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's not
So
bad.
it's completely changed my life. And I was like, you know what, small town girl can do it. Like anybody can do it. And I would just love to help anybody and everybody that I can to do it. So I just started out with like lifestyle clients for sure. And then I started going into like competition prep. So in that time where graduation was postponed for hygiene, that's when I challenged my program online and did my certifications for personal training.
Okay.
Previously, I would bring my friends to the gym, show them how to work out and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But then I got my certification, started my side business as well as doing hygiene, and it's just gotten bigger. And my goal eventually is to move more to personal training and just kind of cut back on hygiene a little bit.
Mhm.
But they both encompass like health and wellness, so
Yeah.
it's hard to choose one or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of what got me into coaching.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. And you have a client
Yes.
on stage.
Yeah, her first show this
Oh,
weekend.
that's exciting.
Yeah, it's a good one. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, her brother was a bodybuilder,
Mhm.
and he sadly passed last year.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're bringing him to the Olympia stage 1.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's deep.
Yes, for sure. No, for sure. So if you've what you know now in the bodybuilding, competing in bodybuilding, what do you wish you would have known then when you first started that you know now?
But I think when I first started, I was worrying about a lot of like what other people thought and like how other people looked. Because I was like competition, right? Like I thought it was like, okay, I'm competing against other people. Realistically, like I wish like I would have just like honed in on myself. Just focus on yourself. Like that's
Yeah.
all you can really do. You can't control anybody else.
True.
You know, like you can't like force them to do less reps. You just gotta outwork them. It's all
Yeah,
about yourself.
yeah.
So just really like take that energy and really like focus on yourself and do all the good things for yourself. Like say no to some things if you need that extra mental space. Like that's okay. Don't like overextend yourself during this time because it's really meant to be about personal growth and development. So
Right.
that's something that I wish I probably done earlier on is not focus on all the
All the-
outside things, but just really like focus on yourself.
And it's really hard with social media nowadays too, right? It's just there in your face all the time.
And like
So-
even myself, because I have to like post like for social media for my platform, but
Yeah.
I like that's all I do basically. I don't scroll, I don't like watch other people because I find it becomes like a little bit toxic, right?
Oh,
You just
absolutely.
compare yourself.
Yes.
So I just take previous photos, compare my own self, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of really focusing on myself. I'm just trying to block out
That's good because
everything
that's
else.
hard,
It is super
right?
tough.
And you
it's-
don't know their story. You're
No.
comparing yourself to someone you don't even know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, we all
it's-
got big stories.
yeah, it can be tough. Good for you.
Thank
Good for you for just blocking it out. Even I have that struggle. but-
Yeah, I'm sure everybody does,
Yeah.
but yeah. And then like, I do every now and then,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm like, wait, hold a second, back it up, focus on me, let's go.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So what would be the best advice you could give someone that's just considering into competing, getting into bodybuilding?
Yeah,
What would you?
I would probably recommend, finding a good coach. Talking with a couple different coaches, like asking them questions, it's like I always have people that just want to work with me right off the bat. I'm like, well, do you have any questions for me of like how I run my business, how I coach my athletes, all that kind of stuff. So you really want to make sure that your health is in good hands. So just asking lots of questions and doing a little bit of research beforehand, giving yourself a good amount of time too. Like usually, like 20 weeks prep is a pretty good starting point for a first time competitor. Also depending on where you're at physically currently. So
Yeah.
just being honest with yourself, taking a look and, like seeing how much work you have to do, asking a coach maybe, how much work you got to do and just kind of giving yourself a good amount of time to get ready. The worst thing is like, wanting to do a show like super fast when you're not ready
Yeah.
and feeling unprepared on show day. So, finding a good coach and like finding, I found like it's a family here, like, getting
Yes.
a good support group
Yes.
with other athletes, things like that, mentors at the gym, those sorts
Yeah.
of things. So
Yeah, it's a great community. And when you get, meet everybody. We're all in the same place, right?
Yeah.
We're all, you know, waiting, get on that stage and then have that cookie maybe, or we're all eating that rice, or,
Absolutely.
you know, we're all exhausted and tired.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to meet up with just anyone that's in it so that you have someone to relate to.
Exactly. I've met so many of my friends now, like through bodybuilding. And,
Yeah.
like I know a couple people here, and I'm like, hey, like you're looking good. Like, oh, you're tired, but like one more day, you got it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. That's such a warm and welcoming community.
Yeah.
Even though it's a competition,
Yeah.
but like I said,
It's still a family.
it's all against, like you're against yourself, so
Yeah.
it's still so supportive.
Yeah.
It's great.
Wonderful. So on that note, I just want to thank you very much. I want to wish your competitor good luck
Thank you
for
very much.
me. And hopefully we can meet up again. And when you're competing,
Yes,
we'll do
definitely.
another one.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank my guest today and my listeners for joining me at Beyond the Prep. If you like this episode and want to make sure you don't miss any others, please subscribe. You can also find us on YouTube.